Greetings, everyone.
Whoop.
Had to grip the goose there. I'm AK Baby, do the Lightbringer,
And I am the fur man.
and you're tuned into the False Graves podcast.
Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch.
Sounds about right.
Brush every day. Oh, don't
It
play
goes
too
in
many
and out.
games. Oh, only 3 hours a day. Oh, respect your parents. Okay. Oh, love your mom, love your
I
dad.
gotta take my
Always say
shades
please and
off for
thank
this
you.
episode.
Oh, you say words like
serious.
ships down, come to your house. Thank you.
Day 147, trying to be more popular than ass and titties. Let's get into it.
Good lord, that climb is almost vertical.
You know, one of the things that makes this week special, the daylight is back. We're having this podcast, and it's light outside for the first time.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, the ice wall is quite a bitch, but you know what? The sun shines a little bit brighter when it does.
It's just, it brings a smile to our faces, you know?
What's this wee shit? I hate waking up an hour early. Thinking
So-
I'm late.
You know how I think it's more Republicans than Democrats. Politicians have been, you know, talking about ending the time change for the longest, like for the past 5 years.
Yeah, because like farmers' kids are few and far between nowadays.
And I feel like no one is actually going to do anything about it, but it's like the perfect, just little, hey, I'm going to say this and gain some votes.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do to help our community? Well, guess what? I'm going to end the time change.
And you know what? I'm also gonna get rid of the penny.
You know, speaking, okay, I gotta cover this. I'm probably 22, 23 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of talk about ending the $100 bill, retiring the $100 bill. That was up for discussion for a few years. And this was back when I was like, they're trying to end paper money so they can put everybody on a digital system and they can track every purchase and they can like build a financial profile of you and all these things.
Yeah.
And I still believe that's something they'd like.
Oh, it's something they like. It's not something they could actually feasibly do, though.
Yeah. And so they're talking about ending the $100 bill. And the reason it was cited was they wanted to end it because people who do illegal activities could move so much money so easily with a $100 bill. Like in a briefcase with hundreds, you could move a ton of money, etc.
Oh yeah, I mean, I heard once that like most of the hundreds in America are covered in cocaine.
Yeah. And so the discussions around that died out. It virtually went away. And I'm thinking, like, why did it go away? And I realized it's because they simply made the $100 bill the new 20.
Yeah, with the new inflation that's been happening over like the last 2-3 years. Yeah.
Inflation is so bad that if the $100 bill went away, it would actually be hard to use cash. It would actually be an inconvenience.
Yeah, because like back in the day, like in the 90s, if somebody paid you $100, they overpaid you.
Yeah.
Nowadays, $100, you can get like a stick of gum, maybe a pack of cigarettes, maybe if you're lucky, a Coke.
Let me pose a question. And this is a real challenge. Can you even name a single thing you can purchase less than $100 today? Just one thing. Exactly. 99% of people can't even do it.
Arizona tea. That's the only thing. They went 99 cents. We're not moving.
Common mistake. It's actually $99. Did you not? You see that logo change?
Oh no! Oh, they turned the C to an S. Man, the Crips are gonna be pissed that they're using their alphabet.
But not $100, so that's fair.
Damn.
Reasonable prices. So, I think I've talked about this before, but you know, with AI and ChatGPT and Grok, you can kind of do your own studies now.
Oh yeah.
Based on trends and past data, etc. I've always wondered when is the average person going to be a millionaire? Like at what point is inflation based on, you know, historical standards?
Yeah, we're gonna reach the Japanese standard where
Gonna
it's like
equate to the average person as a millionaire. Now, let me tell you, it's a lot sooner than you think.
Man, I hope so, because I've always dreamed of being a millionaire. I mean, even if that means I only got enough money for milk, bread, and eggs.
So the claim was it's only going to take 51 more years.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
51.
I'm not gonna make it.
And that begs the question, when you start talking about retirement and saving up for retirement,
Which is gonna outpace the other.
well, saving up for retirement to a degree is a joke, in my opinion, especially in today's standards. It's like you either get decently wealthy or you're fucked.
Yeah. And that's because like they expect you to go ahead and make this vast fortune that's going to fill out the last half end of your life.
Yeah.
I know 70-year-olds that are working at Walmart right now.
Yeah.
And what's a 401k?
Well, it's like, okay, you save for 50 years $1 million, right? You go into Walmart, lady behind the counter, you know how much she's making each month? 30 grand.
Like,
And so how much is how far is your million going to go?
It's going to go about as far as that cashier.
Right in the shitter.
Yeah. You might be able to get a pack of cigarettes and maybe, a Gatorade at the front. That's it, though. That's done.
Yeah. The coins will come back. They'll just be worth 1,000 times what they used to be.
God, could you imagine? Give me all the change in your fucking pocket.
Yeah.
I've only got a 100,000
Yeah.
and a 50,000.
So in 50 years, we'll all be millionaires. You don't even have to think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, that's why I stay cash poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a sweet spot. I've said this before, but in between where a third of people are millionaires, and the amount of course selling and how to get rich schemes are going to hit an all-time high.
Yeah, and
They are going to hit unprecedented levels.
And thank you, Andrew Tate, for showing us the way.
Because I guarantee you, the first thought you have once you reach $1 million is, how do I sell a course so that people can pay me to learn how to make this money?
How can I market this knowledge?
It seems to be the case. And so when more and more people are naturally becoming them just due to inflation, you're going to have a lot more geniuses all of a sudden.
Yeah. And amongst those geniuses, what the best part about that is that you're going to have your outliers. Like, you just eat ramen every single meal,
Yeah.
live in a tent, and work a 24-hour job.
Yeah.
They're going to be the outliers, but those guys are going to sell some of the courses too, which is going to help re-educate in the wrong way to help steer them to the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane.
And chat, for those wondering, yes, the fur man is sweating from his eyes. I don't understand how that's possible, but he's basically sweating everywhere. Like a full 360 sweat has broken out.
Well, I was just thinking about the state of this country because, like, we are more divided while we are put together at this moment.
Yeah.
I am crying for America. Like, I love the fact that Trump put a little bit of tariffs on, but the fact that they actually checked us.
So the markets are having a rough time. I'm really pissed at how good they recovered today. I didn't want them to recover. Fuck these markets. Fuck them. It's all inflated, and I'm fully liquid right now.
Yeah, but what about your stock bros?
Well, fuck them. If I'm in cash, the market needs to go down.
I invested my last.
Here's
$2.
how it works. If I'm out, the market should crash. If I'm in, that bitch better go up.
I just invested.
So things have been crashing. The most out of any of the companies I know, the big ones would be Tesla. Tesla was down like 45% from its highs a few days ago.
Yeah.
So Tesla's getting hit the hardest out of the major corporations.
The guy that's auditing the U.S. government is getting... Oh, okay.
Well, I think people are going, he's spending his time elsewhere. He's gaining a lot of notoriety because he's becoming a political figure as well. And that the moment you become a political figure, 50-50 split happens. So if you got 100% pure customer base of random people, and you become political, half of them, they go. Yeah,
they check out.
And so I think the stock goes down for that. But for the first time, I saw Trump take a stand for somebody else. He tweeted on his own platform, Truth Social, about how much of a patriot Elon Musk is, the time and effort he's putting into this country, the sacrifice, and how the dirty leftists are trying to boycott his great company. And he ends it with, anyway, I'm buying a Tesla tomorrow.
Could you imagine if Air Force One is designed by Tesla?
So he does buy the Tesla. Him and Elon in front of the White House. Tesla behind him. This is real.
No fucking way.
It's real.
No fucking
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Dude's declared like bankruptcy 18 fucking times. No fucking way.
Dude, he's rich as hell. Anyone can do. Bankruptcy is fun. It's a tool.
Yeah, for rich people.
Yeah.
To us mortals.
I can't even imagine going bankrupt poor. Like, that seems impossible. I can't even imagine it.
That's how you do it. You become poor.
The best way to go bankrupt is have a ton of money and you get hit with a massive penalty or lawsuit or whatever, and then you instantly bankrupt yourself so you can move around your assets.
Yeah. You ship them off to the Cayman Islands.
And then you come back, and then boom, you're good.
Yeah, look, I'm not at negative. I'm just at 0.
Yeah.
Fucking A. What's even funnier to me is like, is Trump still doing the I'm not gonna accept the presidential money?
Yeah.
Damn, that is a baller move.
Yeah.
Like, love him or hate him, that's a baller move.
It is baller. It is baller. But it always baffles me how much people get caught up on that kind of thing, like the nuance of it.
Yeah, because isn't the presidential salary like $82,300 and some odd dollars?
It's way more than that. It's like 200, I want to say.
Well, with inflation, it'd have to be.
But they make the claim that when Trump goes golfing on the weekends, which he does.
Which, I mean, if you're the most powerful man in the world, at least get a BJ in a hot tub.
Yeah. At least.
At least.
They claim that the Secret Service having to detail him on the golf course is like $1 million each time. So
Well,
like
it's effective though.
So like the small amount of money he's saving at the White House by not taking the salary is immediately offset by the extreme cost of the security detail when he does recreational activities.
Well, it's too bad that he didn't pick up soccer because like no security guard's going to sit through that.
True.
Even though the fact that it was actually very efficient over the second life attempt on him at the golf course, which by the way, I'm just tickled pink to know that that's going to be in history books one day. Oh, and as the president tried to go ahead and play a little game of golf, he was going to get shot.
What do you think about golf?
I think, oh god, I am George Carlin on this. It's a bunch of rich
It's
guys.
an elitist sport.
It is. If you're playing golf, you've made it to the right rings with the wrong people.
So I've always wanted to pick up golf. I've always wanted to. Not because I care about the game. Not because I think it's fun. Just because I know it's got the elitism about it.
Yeah, when you say that, hey, babe, I'm not going to be able to come home because I'm playing golf. They either think that you're making huge, big baller moves or you're hitting on fucking...
It has a lot of benefits to it because one of the things, 18 holes with a group takes a long fucking time.
Yeah, that's enough time to slip in a few things.
It can take like a full day. So that gives you all the time you need for like whatever you're trying to get into.
Especially if you suck. I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Because like I've played golf.
Yeah.
And as an unprofessional, I fucking hate it.
Yeah, and so myself included, I've recently tried some version of golf for the first time.
Yeah.
So I've never been like on out on the field and did the holes or anything, but I've went to Top Golf a few times recently.
Now that shit's the tits.
And I'm shocked at the difficulty of actually connecting with the ball.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Now, regular golf is whatever, but Top Golf.
Yeah.
That's the tits. Hitting a ball off a 3-story building that's open up. What's even funnier to me is if you fall in the nets, they give you a free ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should.
Well, I mean, it happened like 8 times, but they still kept giving me free shots.
So how did you end up at Topgolf?
Oh, well, I was installing industrial kitchens in Texas.
Yes, as we do.
Oh, as you do. And I had fallen in with a really rough and tumble kind of guys, you know, some Peaky Blinders, if you would. Some real ne'er-do-wells.
Yeah.
But they took us out to Topgolf on their dime. And of course, you know me, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drink some water.
Yeah, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah. And especially if it's on somebody else's dime. I'm ordering potatoes. I'm ordering drinks. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you spin enough and then fall in the net enough, they laugh. So, you know, you do it a couple of times, you get a free shot, you know?
Surprised they didn't kick you out.
After the 8th time, they did.
Yeah, fair.
So, 7 is the magic number, kids.
So, some people, when they have access to somebody else's stuff,
oh, yeah,
they treat it very securely, very safely, etc.
They treat it with amount of respect.
Yes. You know, I'm just hearing you go, well, it was on somebody else's dime. I'm going to have a good time.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's something, do you extrapolate that into other things?
Not most of the time. Like, if I know it's not going to hurt like the corporate dollar, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play with it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to exceed it. Like, if everybody at the table's laughing, that's when it's okay. But the second that it goes from ha-ha to ooh, that's when you know your marker's hit.
I've got one particular thing, which it's a bit of a dick move, admittedly. But I do it. I've always done it. I don't know that I'm going to stop doing it. And I can give a warning to anyone who might know me.
All right.
If you ever let me borrow your car, it's probably a bad decision. I'm going to drive that car the hardest it's ever been driven. I'm going to put that shit to work.
So no rentals for you.
I mean, rentals are fine.
No.
They're not going to know.
No, they're going to know.
They're not going to know.
How are they going to know? They're going to know.
They probably have like fucking a way to like
a GPS
surveil,
system, a GPS system that shows you doing donuts.
To be fair, have I ever actually booked a rental car? I don't think so.
Yeah, no. I mean, you have to be 21 to do that and have a credit card.
Yeah.
So,
but like, I drive the hell out of other people's vehicles. I want to know how fast it can go before it starts feeling dangerous. I want to know how good the brakes are. I want to know how hard you can take a 90-degree turn. I'm fucking whipping these vehicles.
Yeah, you can't have my dog sled with a wagon attached to it. No, I'm sorry.
So I've never crashed anybody's car that I've borrowed. I've never harmed it, but I've always put it through the motions.
Yeah, you've got to, though, because it's something outside the normal experience.
Yeah.
You've got to go ahead and at least stress test it a little.
It's somebody else's shit. I want to know what they're working with.
Yeah, one of the friends that I used to have back in the day before he went to jail, he let me borrow his car. I'm not going to lie. I was pulling 120 on the freeway just for schlitz and giggles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it was a Buick.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a good car. I'm not going to lie. I had some fun times in that shit. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I'm very respectful.
Yeah.
If it's a one-time interaction, I don't want to hand the car back and then be like, wait a minute, why the hell is the transition in park?
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is. It's just like...
It's curiosity.
Yeah. It's curiosity.
Yeah, because like you want to know, but you don't want to ask.
Oh, no. You just do.
Yeah.
They're not going to know.
Which like...
They'll know if they watch this podcast. And I borrowed their car. But other than that,
please,
they're not going to know.
How would they know?
Yeah. So, yeah, for those listening, I'd recommend never lending me your car.
Or me, for that matter.
But fortunately, I got a few vehicles I shouldn't need to borrow.
Yeah, well, like, you've got the Lambo being shipped in eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People think we're joking about that, but we're gonna do like half our episodes in the Lambo in the future.
Yeah, if you've ever seen like Singing with Corbin or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna set up a GoPro and then we're gonna watch this man outrun the police a second time.
One of the things I'm looking forward to, maybe it can be like a subgenre of our content. When it comes to like garnering natural attention, views.
Yeah.
With women, it's they're hot or they're attractive. Boom, natural attention.
Yeah.
With men, it's are they successful? Like if you see a guy successful, boom, views come in.
Vroom vroom. He has a big car.
Yeah. So when you get the Lambo, I'm really looking forward to playing to my satirical side of wealth creation. Like I really want to dick around people when they're like, "Hey, you know, how'd you make the money? How'd you get the Lambo?"
Well, you just you just whip out your dick and then you just slap them with it, and they respect you for that. Yeah.
Well, I collected a bunch of neighborhood dogs. That was step 1. Step 2, I put them on a treadmill in my backyard.
Free electric.
Yep. Step 3, I went to my local electric company. I asked if they could properly wire this structure of dogs that I've got running, right, to their system, and then I could get a kickback of all the profits they make, like a very small percent.
The old reverse sunflower method.
Of course. And so I've got this whole park, you know, treadmill full of dogs. The electric company came out, set it up. Boom. I've been collecting checks ever since. Like just continual things like that. And then I'll be like, and of course, you know, courses. I've got a course on how to do this. There's no course. I'm not going to do a course. I'm going to be the anti-course guy.
Oh, so you invested $175 in this course?
Because here's the thing about courses. 99% of them are fake. And I will have made all my money the real way. Gambling, scheming, stealing, and extorting others.
As, a typical ne'er-do-well would do.
So I made it the traditional way.
Yeah.
I made it the traditional way.
The old country way.
So I won't have to, sell any of these courses because I'm going to let them know the traditional way.
Yeah. Look, you spent $175 a month on this course. Let me tell you, the best way to make money is to not invest in these. Because
we're going to get that. When we start doing the episodes in the Lambo, people are going to want to know.
Well, I
mean, what
mean,
we're about.
So long as we're not doing NFTs.
Yeah.
Like, we're snake oil salesmen sometimes, but, like, let's not fully go into, like...
Us having not sold anything.
Yeah. Fucking Jesus Christ.
But I know it's coming. And I'd love to play with that group. That group of people. Because my real advice, and if I could, like, find a way to sell this, I would. My real advice, if people are like, how do I make money? Right? It's always the same. There's no way to do it, bitch. There isn't a way. It's impossible. There's no fucking way to make money, you dumbass. Sitting at home asking, how do I make money? Guess you don't. It doesn't happen.
The secret never comes to you.
There isn't a secret. You can't make it. It's not real. You can't make money.
Yeah, you can if you have the intuition, the skill, and the gut to do it, but...
Not even then. No, I'm saying as a fact, it is impossible to make money.
You have to come across like some universal fucking kind of shit. Like, you have to make the next Scrub Daddy.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we're not sponsored by Scrub Daddy, but I want to put this out there.
Yeah.
You send 12 of those back to them, they send you a free one.
Yeah. I say that truthfully. I say that because I feel it in my soul. I genuinely feel it in my soul. There isn't any way to actually make it. The only way you can get money is if you get enough people to play pretend.
Well, I mean, with the Tate brothers being out now, I mean...
Yeah, so the Tate brothers, they're out. They're doing the American tour. They're at least claiming they're going to go back to Romania. Andrew Tate is one of the most interesting characters to me. I don't think he's a good person. Maybe he's trying to be.
But he's interesting.
But, well, yeah, and I study all the good players.
Yeah.
I study the good players. And it's like there's a movie called Training Day with Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke.
Oh yeah, I remember that, where Matt Damon gets his shit like knocked in.
Maybe I don't remember Matt Damon in that.
I thought he was like the rookie, and then like Denzel Washington's like, "Who do you?"
Oh, that's Ethan Hawke.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, all white people look the same to me.
But there's a part where Denzel brings the rookie to meet like this old head in the hood, this old white guy, and he's like, "I study all the good players." That's what I do. I study performers.
Yeah. Because like you're only going to learn from the best.
And I'll tell you with 100% certainty, Andrew Tate, he's fucking guilty. He is guilty of the crimes. Just look it up. It's 2 Google searches away. He's guilty.
What? All those women that he told people that he was, exploiting explicitly, by the way.
Yeah. He's guilty, but he's a master networker. He's a master manipulator. I want to, and the fact that he's gotten this far is a real testament to his skill set. And I'm seeing him getting so close to Trump. He's trying to get close to Trump. He was at UFC with Dana White. He was on the PBD podcast, which used to host Trump, or which had Trump on.
And then it's not going directly for the king, but it's positioning your bishop right.
He's trying to get that Trump pardon, that Trump hookup.
Which, I mean, I can't blame him. Like, a pardon from Trump is damn near bulletproof at this point.
Yeah. It is. And so, yeah, he's an interesting one to watch, for sure.
I don't like the man, but I respect the hustle. You know? Like, I fucking hate what he did. Straight out. To the T, like exploiting. Oh, hi, I'm 18 years old and I have huge tits. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. Come live on my island and I'll give you 17 cents on the dollar.
Yeah. Well, I study the tools of the greats, and like Trump is one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Trump's nearly as degenerate as Andrew Tate, but he's one of the greats when it comes to social maneuvering.
If you can tell the president of Ukraine to shut the fuck up on national television while his country is getting butt fucked by Russia, and be like, I'm not feeling this anymore. I'm just not feeling this. And then you have your number 2 just rip him apart. Like that's good training.
Yeah.
You can say what you want about Trump, but like he's got good training in his pocket.
Oh, 100%. And it's like could we all develop these skills and build them? Because I think those skills are vital, even if you're a good person.
Yeah, see, I don't see any way that... Okay, not to be quoting The Incredibles, which I'm going to do anyway, but if everybody's super, nobody's super.
Right.
I don't believe that everybody can.
True.
Like, there's a certain select of wolves amongst the sheep before there's too many wolves. And not enough sheep.
The single biggest tool that I see used by the greats when it comes to social maneuvering, the single best tool, there's many, many nuanced tools, small variations, micro things, but the single biggest is narrative control.
Yeah.
It is the single best tool for getting what you want.
Yeah, and even if you're not in control of the narrative, you can always, afterwards, spin it.
You can spin it, you can bolster it, you can coddle it, and it's like when you see a conversation deterring, you can swing it back. You find a creative way to swing it back to the same point.
Yeah.
And those are people who, because it's playing offense and defense. That's one thing you need to understand. If you have a particular narrative you're trying to push, and you also have to defend yourself, and you've got a narrative out there that's going to keep you out of it, you're playing defense and offense.
Yeah.
Because you're curating and defending
at the same time. Yeah, and it's difficult as hell.
And that's something I find myself pretty naturally good with. Like I feel like I'm pretty good at it.
You're one of the blessed few then.
Yeah. Well, politicians do it all the time, but most of them aren't that good. There's a lot of amateurs. And so an example would be, and okay, Trump has these moments, but an example would be when you talk to a politician about, what are you going to do for single moms in America? Well, Nancy Pelosi last year passed a bill on abortion, killing babies, and we are not going to have abortions in this country. But you see, that's not even close. Like, it doesn't flow. There's no flow. And a lot of politicians do just that. No flow.
What are you going to do about the declining Christian element inside this country? Well, the well water in this country is too damn bad.
Exactly. I cannot tell you how many I've seen skits or town halls or that went just like that. The person asks a question, they might as well have not said a damn thing.
Yeah, like, this country's going to hell in a handbasket. What are you going to do about it? Well, you know, the roads are a little bumpy right at this moment.
He pulls out a script. Well, I'm on entry number 4, bumpy roads. I'm going to answer your question with that. They do it.
My teleprompter is saying go to paragraph 3. Fucking... Anyway, I believe that all children should be able to go to school.
But the good ones, and they're not, like I said, you can have people who do this who aren't politicians, hear your point, they talk on it a little bit, and they find a smooth way to transition it to what they want to talk about.
Yeah. It's not so much a smooth transition as in going from first gear to fourth gear.
Right.
At that midpoint.
Yeah, and some do first, second, third, fourth, the good ones.
Yeah.
But some of these politicians, I'm like, holy shit, how did you get elected?
Well, you know, I think that the education system needs a reform. You're right, ICE needs to deport these people immediately. What the fuck? So, wait, whoa, hey.
You've witnessed this also.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Local politics, big politics,
yeah, it's
small
all over.
Oh, even in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
God, it gets ruthless out there.
Yeah, it does. Workplace drama can be some of the most ruthless drama on earth.
Man, that's why I opt out from having a job.
Yeah. And
just living in a cardboard box. You know, that's what I do.
Yeah.
It's like not voting, but a singular FU.
Mm-hmm. What's funny is everyone wants... what I don't understand about people, and maybe it's because I lack a lot of natural guilt. It doesn't come natural to me. Everyone wants to keep the hidden part hidden. The quiet part quiet. They don't want to talk about the politics out loud. No. They don't want to talk about the underpinnings.
They want to skirt around it.
I will tell somebody the underpinnings. You come to me and you go, why did I get fucked? I'm going to say this, and this.
Yeah, there's no like, oh, well, we're downsizing. Oh, well, you know, layoffs and the company
I'm going to say,
margins.
Well, Marco didn't like you from day one. You said, you don't like tacos, and he never let that go. So that's been building. And then you had Tom the other day when he wanted you to stack those boxes. He thought you bent over a little too slow, like, you know, and he was like, fuck this guy. And he was telling me about, you know, screw him.
It just is what it is.
And then it just so happened Tom and so-and-so got together. They started talking about you.
And then all of a sudden it gets brought to me, and now, I mean, 2/3 of the working force hate your ass. I'm sorry.
Well, it's how it goes. You have to be on top of these things.
Yeah, you got to be able to be company overall friendly.
Yeah. The omnipresent.
Yeah, you got to be marketable.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're coming in there calling everybody cocksuckers...
What's funny is that's a play that could work to your advantage.
It can.
He's the authentic one. He tells it like it is.
If you're correct. Now, if you're just calling everyone cocksuckers, it's like, okay, this guy's just an asshole.
Yeah.
Now, if you're telling the people that are shitty at work that they're shitty at work, then yeah, there's there's some pull there.
But the person I have the most sympathy for, I genuinely have sympathy for these people.
The devil?
No.
Oh.
The people who just work hard and expect things to work out well for them.
Ooh. Janice, you came in here.
I'm too cynical. Maybe I'm too cynical because I'm sure it does sometimes.
It does sometimes if they're good at their work, but if they're genuinely working hard and still suck, which is a thing.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
it
that's
up,
true.
Kids.
That's true.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. There's a certain part of me that believes like it's one part being able to navigate office politics and then being good at your job.
Yeah.
But if you're either in camp A or camp B, you're also, perfectly fine. But if you're in neither, you're fucked. You're completely fucked.
Yep.
There is no saving you, because either A, you can be popular enough to not be fired, or you can be too good at your job and not be fired. And if you combine those both, you slide up the rail.
And I'm kind of a believer that in the right environment, anybody can be popular. What I mean by that is not that anyone could be popular in any environment, but anyone might randomly stumble into an environment in which they're popular.
Oh yeah,
I believe that.
Oh, I can attest to that, because like the right crowd with the right person can ignite a riot.
And so I'm always making the claim, if you're in an environment where you're just genuinely unpopular or disliked, just get out.
Yeah,
get out. Just
run before they get the pitchforks and torches. Just go
before those come. Go ahead and make your exit.
Yeah, slide out while you're still on top. Let's move you over here.
Yeah.
So at least you get the head start.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of like what Robin Williams said. It's like politicians and diapers. They got to be changed for the same reason.
Now, what's the downside to being politically minded?
Well, first off, anybody that's actually politically minded is typically going to want to voice their opinion. Now, that is a dicey fucking tomato, my boy.
And another is it's incredibly exhausting because when you begin to put that into the work element, everything becomes work.
Yep.
Every interaction is work. It's a chore. It's labor. And so it really can like distinguish your soul over time. That's why you're talking about losing your soul. Well, you've turned every interaction into some form of work.
Yeah, because like the first time that you pop off on something that may or may not even be true, because like our media loves to spin shit. You can either find yourself on A, King Popular Opinion of Popular Mountain versus, shitpost lord of 4chan.
Yeah.
And that will spin opinion of you. It's almost like being on two opposite sides of the earth and then having it just reverse.
Yeah.
And it's only a news story away. It's only like one more post like, oh, actually, Trump didn't say deport all Mexicans and Canadians and fuck them to death. What I mean to say was, I don't much care for their charging and overcharging of such and such products. And then all of a sudden you go from down here to up here. It's such a gamble. It's such a fucking crapshoot. You might as well be playing the Powerball.
It's all gambling now. Just place some good bets.
Yeah, and see, like, when Trump got shot, objectively, that's bad. Just because you don't believe what he has to say doesn't mean that you get the right...
sets a precedent.
Yeah, you don't get to murder a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But when it first came out, how many people were like, you shouldn't have missed?
You
never know what's going to take off.
Yeah, 100%.
And like that's another thing too, is like media opinion on things. It gets so skewed.
Well, they're just out there to get whatever clicks. Like, if you can't get a click, don't write it. I don't think accuracy is even an interest, anything that they're interested in.
Oh yeah, seriously. Like, the shit that gets wrote about people nowadays is fucking unreal.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I am glad that I've never been famous.
It'll happen. It'll come.
Oh, I'm hoping.
It'll come.
Because I myself am gonna spread so many rumors.
Oh, good.
Yeah, did you know that he actually ate a live tiger raw while it was still alive? He just punched it to death.
Got to.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna he was actually the guy behind the game stonking. He actually developed NFTs and COVID virus at the same time and released them in levels.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thanks.
I'm going to make some crazy ass rumors.
Dude, the fact that every week there's some new COVID article annoys the hell out of me. Like, you go on Google, so-and-so virus found in Europe, more contagious than COVID. You know, World Health Organization declaring emergency, and then it's like nothing.
Really though?
It's nothing.
Yeah, are we all getting called out of school for this? No, we're not. And so, like, that's one of the things that just tickles my pickle is, like, every single time that, like, there's this huge event, my girlfriend will look at me and she's like, this is it. This is the big one. I'm like, just give it 5 minutes.
Question about COVID. I'm curious at your take on, because this is such a 50-50 issue.
Oh, all right.
Do you think people would be more accommodating and subservient if COVID happened again today, a new COVID, let's say, not COVID, but, you know, the same thing happens.
Rovid.
Are people going to be as subservient today, more or less?
Oh, see, it's too soon since our last plague. So I feel like a lot of people are going to do the same thing that they did. Wear your face diaper. I'm in a grocery store. I can do whatever I want. Onto the melons. Because, like, there was a chick that got busted, I think it was, like, Louisiana or something. She got caught with 1,000 hours. Yeah. A.k.a., I promise you, 1,000 hours of her pissing on produce.
Holy hell.
Like, vegetables and shit. Not even in the wrapper. What's even worse to me, though, is the thought that somebody came by and was like, this tomato smells weird. Whatever.
What's crazy is some guy would have paid her to do all of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but 1,000 hours. Like, people are so fucking beyond bonkers.
Yeah.
I really think that if they came out with Rovid 2, ain't no way.
That people would listen?
No. Half of them would be all diapered up, in bee suits, full face mask, never eaten at a McDonald's again. They would straight up do that.
Yeah.
The other half, though, would make those people's lives a living hell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It would be straight down the line. It's just right up there with living forever or not.
Yeah.
Like, objectively, living forever is better.
I think by far, and the reason I bring it up is there's a lot of people on the right who would go, COVID was the test run. They're priming us. They're priming us for what's next.
They've got the God, what is it called? It's not an inflection. It's a
Neuralink?
Not a Neuralink. It's the thing where disease gets you, but you get the shot and then it doesn't get you.
Vaccines.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. They got the vaccines and they're actually injecting you with it.
Yeah. But my whole thing is, no, it didn't prime us. People would be less agreeable and less likely to be accommodating if it happened again. I believe that, because one of the things we all know as kids is that we've all done this. Your parents say, don't do this, you'll get hurt. You do it, you actually didn't get hurt. You're like, I'm going to do this shit some more.
Yeah, and the worst
and then you get in trouble after like the 30th time and they caught your ass.
And it's like, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, and it's like, everyone who's alive, the dead ones aren't going to matter, lived through COVID.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, I fucking lived and nothing happened to me. Yeah. And I remember there were even the people who wore masks are going to be like, I remember there was like a few weeks I didn't wear a mask, or I missed it that day and I'm still around. They're just going to be less
convinced.
Yeah, less convinced.
Yeah, because like you can't, it's almost like sequelitis in movies. Like the first Nightmare on Elm Street. The first one, solid movie. Second one, okay. By the time you get to number 9, you're like, whatever. He's a guy in dreams. He kills people. Exactly. Fucking whatever. He killed everybody that ever knew his fucking name, and somehow he's still back. Whatever.
Yeah, if you're ever scared of a scary movie, one of the best remedies is just watch the next one.
Oh, yeah.
And if there's one after that, keep on going, because it's going to get a lot less scary.
Yeah, because like at a certain point, like Aliens is on what, number 12?
Yeah.
Dude, I stopped being scared about like Aliens 4. I was like, okay, It's gonna come down from the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, and there we go.
Aliens turned into some like philosophical type movie.
Yeah, which I hate. Like, it's a monster movie. Just make it about a spooky monster. We want to see the spooky monster. We don't want to ask about whether or not God is there.
Did you ever watch American Horror Story?
Yes, I watched all the way, and I even watched a season with Kim Kardashian, which...
So that's one thing where I used to watch all of those. I think I've watched all the way up to like season 6. And I enjoyed that show, and I enjoyed the genre of it and the style and the storytelling, all of that. But I'd always tell people who watched it with me, it's not scary. It can't be scary.
No, it's just not, because you already know that there's going to be a twist.
And I'm like, and they're like, why can't it be? I'm like, because it's a show. There's multiple episodes. It can't be scary.
Yeah, you're going to see one person scream, and then it's going to turn out, oh, actually, this person didn't die. Oh, we got somebody in the comments. Hey!
Yeah, we got somebody saying Human Centipede Original was the best horror movie. I haven't seen it. I bet you've seen it.
It is. I'm not going to lie. Human Centipede 1 was the most horrific. Human Centipede 2 was just over the top. It was just too much. Because, like, the first one, you didn't know what to expect. Number 2, you're like, okay, somebody's going to have a butthole on their face. And then by number 3, they were like, let's do that. 1,000,000 times.
Now, being the fur man yourself, you actually grew up in a form of an experiment yourself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, obviously. My family's experiment was mostly through alcohol and abuse, but, you know, whatever. Same difference. Like, I didn't turn into a slasher, though. Yet. I just haven't found my demo.
That's the hardest thing, picking your demographic. That's something they should really be a WikiHow on. So you want to start, your serial killing spree. How do you pick a demographic? Chat GPT it. Help me out.
I don't like cheerleaders. Have you ever thought about murdering them? Okay.
Step 1.
Oh, find a friend.
Step 1 of finding your demographic. What gives you a boner? Step 2. Which parent do you hate most?
Step 3. Which job do you hate? HR, management, or the peons?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, what's that second comment? Again, I got...
They were just saying it's twisted, talking about the Human Centipede.
Oh, yeah. Human Centipede 1 is super twisted. Like, not to pivot back to that, but Human Centipede 1, if you've never seen it, watch it, keep a throw-up bag near you.
So, right. You know what? So it bothers me that these scare me as much as they do, because I've watched a ton of horror movies as a kid, and growing up, I loved them. Mm-hmm. And I never really had nightmares or was too scared of them. There was 1 or 2 that scared me, but the things that get me are the fucking short story horror films, the 30-minute horror movies on Netflix that are like a compilation or something. Yeah. Those, they'll be like 1 out of 3 will like sit with me and tear me up.
Yeah, because like they poured that 30-minute, like that hour and a half movie into 30 minutes, and it's just so much more impactful.
It is.
You can immediately attach to these characters like, oh, I've got a friend like that. Oh my God, he's the devil.
Yeah.
But they don't spend an hour and a half to like trying to jerk you off.
One of the creepiest ones that I remember, and I'm not sure that I'm getting the ending entirely right, but a lady's on a subway, there's a guy with a box. He lets her look in it, and then as soon as she's looked in the box, she stops eating. She doesn't eat the rest of the episode. She starts starving at the family dinner. It starts getting very morbid, like she's decaying, skin and bone. Her family and kids are like, Mom, eat. And then they know it's related to the box. Like, she ends up having the box for some reason, and then I think at the end they look in, and then the whole family starves.
I mean... Now you've got that question burning in the back of your head. What the fuck is in that box?
Yeah, what is in the box?
And there's never an episode 2. There's never like box 2, electric boogaloo.
Yeah, you'll never know.
Yeah, and see,
it's
like
that mystique.
And that's one of the things that elevates art is like when you know there won't be a sequel. Mm-hmm. That just brings up so many more ideas, so many more thoughts. And like when you serialize like a horror film like Friday the 13th, it just takes all the mystery away. Then it's either, is this really Jason or is this somebody in a Jason mask?
Yeah.
What do we got in the comments?
They're talking about one of the short ones that scared them on Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think that's like a Goosebumps spinoff, a more adult Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
It's like one level above that, yeah.
And they said it's an episode about slime, and if you touched it, everyone forgets that you exist.
Now that is kind of fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie.
And I've had some of the Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes scare me too. Like I don't have as many in my head that I remember, but I remember being like, "Holy!"
Yeah, like every single episode of anything that has to deal with like monkey paws or wishes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm that kind of guy that's like, "Oh, I wished for $1 million, but I got $1 million loony." Oh, well, we can make this work. I wish my parents were back.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, those ones always get me because like I don't have enough strength of character to walk away from a wish.
Yeah.
Even if I know it's gonna bite me in the ass, I'm gonna be like, but what if I word it just right?
Yeah. What about Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Oh, dude, I fucking love Courage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. The episode where that guy comes in and cuts up fucking Courage, he was so naughty.
Yeah.
That guy fucking creeps me out because I know someone like that.
So, I've watched some of those again as an adult because, one of my kids likes Courage the Cowardly Dog. And so I'm watching it, and there's cartoon violence and whatnot, and they talk about how extreme it is. Yada yada. But one thing that shocked me was there's this one episode, there's the Asian dude who's always beefing with Courage. You know, the younger
stupid dog.
Yeah. Where they're like in a gladiator arena. I was shocked at how violent that got. Like body parts are like flying, like it was really brutal. I was like, holy.
Oh, dude, have you seen the one where like there's a sea monkey with like a satellite attached to his head just talking to him? It's like,
yeah, that one's kind of weird.
I don't like how calm he sounded. It's just, you're fucked up. You own it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So looks like our comment section's blowing up right now. Yeah. What do we got?
It's like he's saying it's like so calm and nonchalant, and they're like not even scared, which makes it scarier. So for those in the chat wondering about the fur man, he's legally blind. So that's part of the reason I have to like read out the chat to him.
AK Baby Dude, is that you? Oh, it is. I can tell by your Versace robes. Oh, thank God.
So yeah, we make do. We make do.
As you can see, I clearly didn't dress myself.
We've got him a very good housekeeper, so he's well taken care of.
Oh yeah, thank you for the spider monkey, by the way.
Anytime.
Yeah, seriously, this guy's got so many spider monkeys.
Yeah, well, I sold a lot of my collection.
Yeah, but like you gave me the good 5 of them. Yeah. I swear I can smell monkey shit around my house, but I just couldn't tell.
I gave you like the Charizard of the bunch.
Oh,
those primos.
God. What about Mewtwo?
No.
God damn it!
No. But yeah, man.
Skirt.
Lost me on the Mewtwo's.
So, wrapping up for tonight, what are we gonna cover? Some major topic, something big, something for the people.
You know what?
We got somebody in the chat.
What's a topic you'd like us to cover?
What's something you'd want to hear from us about? A piece of advice or something going on? Because we've got it. We are worldly people.
Am I doing it? Am I doing it right?
So he goes, I have a whole podcast to myself. Maybe it's like, if you build it, they will come. Well, you definitely came, and we're here to serve.
Glad you came, bro.
Furman is no stranger to a good serve.
Oh, yeah. Volleyball.
But, yeah, and we lost the Stripper Hills.
Oh.
Because they had to go to their natural home.
Yeah, somebody's got to pay for this podcast. If you know anybody hiring blind male strippers, just let us know.
Well, you used to strip.
Yeah, I used to. But, blindness and stage awareness.
Yeah.
It's kind of hand in hand.
Yeah. I didn't even know you were blind when I took you off the pole.
Yeah, the easiest part, that's because, I thought you were my service helper. And then you were like, hey, how about you stop doing that? And
Dude,
I was
the blind strippers really get screwed when it comes to cash collection.
Oh, yeah.
They really get the short end of the stick.
Hey, can I get some change? I threw 100. Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry. Is that enough?
So we've been working on this podcast for a few months. Well, maybe like half a year now. We haven't put in a ton of promotion. We ate crickets.
Oh, yeah.
To try and get some views, which worked.
What's this wee shit?
And we're currently... I ate one cricket.
One.
Yeah, and you ate a glassful.
Yeah.
But we're currently working on, our next step up, our next big thing.
Ooh. Which, by the way, the more people that you get in here, the more outrageous the stunts are going to become. Honestly, within the thousands margin, I'm willing to go ahead and get tasered live on camera. I'm willing to go ahead and get shot with paintball guns. I'm willing to eat a live octopus. You guys bring the crowd, the crazier it will get. Because those crickets weren't cooked. They were live.
They were. He says it takes balls to stream to 2 people. Well, we've streamed to 0 at least a few of our episodes. And I think our peak was like 20. We had 20 that one time. But
oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, we sometimes stream to 0.
But, you got to put it out there to make it work.
This is a content game. Like, in the future, you either make content or you work in the mines.
Yeah.
Those are your options.
And as a blind minor stripper, I don't think I could make it.
Do you want to make content or do you want to work in the mines? Choose right now.
Yeah,
yes.
Doge is already actually setting that up right now. Plus, this just gives us hours of back content for people to sift through.
Yeah, true.
I'm just hoping no edgelord meme kings of 4chan don't get a hold of these clips.
Well, when they find some of our old clips, we've definitely done our due diligence in creating some controversy. There's something said in our old episodes 100% can attest are coming back if we get famous.
Yeah, like how Smash is mid and Marvel Rivals beats it.
Marvel Rivals is designed to be a goon sesh. Every character model is like
the Thing looking thick as fuck, boy.
That's what they're like, hey, how do we one up Overwatch?
Which they did, though. I mean,
they were like, I know we're gonna up the goon levels.
Yeah, because they took an existing property and they went, how can we make it better? And they watched what was that, Multiverses, and they were like, not that.
Yeah.
But let's take the idea from that.
Mm-hmm. Let's take it.
Yeah, just take it. But sounds so funny.
But yeah, man, what do you got?
What do I got?
Last thing, an outro.
You know what? Would you like to play a game of Would You Rather?
I'll say yes this once, but make it good. Make it thought-provoking, juicy.
Okay.
Moist.
I'm going to go ahead and make this extra moist.
Okay.
Would you rather be infamous with $100 billion? I mean, literally despised across the entire planet.
Mm-hmm.
Or famous with nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, negative nothing. You start off with a negative $1 billion.
Oh, a negative billion.
A negative billion.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather be infamous. What's wrong with being infamous?
I mean, the kind of level where people think you throw children into wood chippers just to get your jollies.
Well, okay, that's a bit different because then you might have to. There's a lot of inconveniences that come with that.
Yeah, but Wade Wilson levels of infamous. You're still hated, but there's that small group that loves you.
Well, I'd take that because all you care about really is a small group anyway.
You don't get to pick that group though.
Well, they'll come up.
Oh yeah, definitely. When they're trying to drink your blood after you die, I'd rather be famous with nothing. Because you can always work backwards. I mean, Kanye did that. He got super famous, and now he's working his way backwards.
Well, he's also gained infamy. Like, he was just famous, and now he's got some infamy, and he's still famous. And...
yeah, he's like the first black Nazi. Like, fucking...
yeah.
I'm not saying I love Hitler, but
that song Black Skinhead was a prelude to what was coming. You remember that song off Yeezus, Black Skinhead?
Oh my God, Jesus.
That song went hard. And then, fast forward to today. He should remake Black Skinhead.
Oh my God, with the controversy going out now. Shit. Well, it looks like our chat's blowing up, though. Like,
yeah.
Dude.
It just looks like that.
Ah, see, I'm sorry. Again, all I see is darkness.
Yeah.
So you'd rather be infamous?
Yeah, I'd rather be infamous.
I'd rather.
I get it kind of a kick off pissing people off also. Like, that's something that does entertain me, is knowing I piss people off.
What about you, chat? Infamous with 100 billion or famous with negative a billion?
You better hope that that fame can help you out.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're famous, like, people love you, like, implicitly, and they're willing to go away with, like, your shitty handlings and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, for a negative $1 billion, nobody's expecting me to actually pay that back.
Yeah. So for those in the chat, the one in the chat, yeah, feel free to subscribe. We're starting a cult, so you're kind of getting on the ground level. It's all about bringing the light. I'm the light bringer, aka Baby Do. False graves. The premise is we don't believe in death, right? Most people live in death.
Well, I'm just like a level 1, so I'm working my way up.
I'm getting him up the levels. But he's going to be one of the leaders in the cult.
Oh, tits! I mean...
Well, how can you not be? You're on the starting level.
Oh, thank God I got in on this on the early stages.
But the underlying premise is I believe most people make their decisions as a reaction to death.
Now that's actually a fucking burner to go out on. Like, that's a thinker.
Yeah.
Thank God you're thinking for both of us.
The chat says, "Where's the Kool-Aid? I'm in."
Oh,
Perfect.
Tits. I mean,
You might just work your way up to Cardinal number 3.
Welcome, brother.
Because the light's coming, one way or another.
Ooh.
This podcast is a mere percent, a mere small aspect of what's coming.
We're 0.000000000000000000001% of the population, but we're working our way up, and I'm glad to make you 0.000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000 And I also think it's a huge reason why people down. 100%. Amen.
And I also think it's a huge reason why people are so material as well, is the fear of death. Like,
because what if it's just nothing?
Yeah.
Like, you can have a golden mansion painted by Jesus Christ himself. And, like, after you die, it's just gone.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to figure that out.
It's basically, how do we live with no fear of death? Truly no fear.
I fear it's detachment.
No.
Because, like, what if this life doesn't matter?
And what if?
It does.
What if we could play this life like Minecraft? Imagine how much fun we would have.
Oh my God, I would be...
Instead, we pay taxes.
I'd be immediately that shit poster. If I knew that I could save and then wake up on the same day, I'd Groundhog Day so many days.
And also, kudos to you for finding us, because we do live on the other side of the ice wall. So not a lot of natural viewers get to tune in from the States and whatnot.
Yeah, dude. Fucking tits, mate.
The way that, like, Starlink has us set up. It's like...
Elon's really been fucking us.
Yeah. He's not a big fan of the Icelanders.
Well, it's because it reminds him of New Zealand, where he's actually been born.
Yeah.
I don't believe that South African asshole.
So, yeah, man, thanks for tuning in.
Catch us every Wednesday at 6:30.
Yep, feel free to tune in next week. We're a growing channel.
Oh,
and
Which, by the way, I want to go ahead and make a short reminder.
Yeah.
I apologize that the rap battle didn't happen. We had one of our contestants back out. However, I am working on a plan to get him here next Wednesday for a head-to-head battle with Freakalicious.
Yep. It's coming.